Um, I was born in the Bronx a couple years back. The Bronx! My parents came here in 1978 from a little town in Puebla, Mexico, and they came without documents. They crossed the border. They were 19 years old, and they came here because we had no future in our town. We were farmers. We were poor, and at 19, with only the hopes in their pockets and in their visions, they said, our children can't starve here, we need to go. And my mom actually came here because she wanted to meet her father. My grandfather came as a bracero in the 60s, worked in the fields of California, put food on the table when our soldiers were at war, and she hadn't seen her father for like 20 years. I was born in the Bronx. My parents were undocumented growing up. I can still remember going to my mom's factory and sitting in her factory because we couldn't afford a babysitter, and just waiting, watching her work for like $2.07 or for very expensive DKNY dresses. And I just couldn't stand, like when I learned how to do math, I realized that my mom was being underpaid and exploited, and I was just angry. But one event in particular that I remember was growing up. My mom, I would walk around the factory and see all those pretty dresses that she would make, and I was like, oh man, my mom is like super genius, like she's so awesome, she can make things out of scratch. She's like, and I looked up to my mom, and I thought she was superwoman, until one day these men came into the factory and she disappeared, and I didn't know where she had gone. And it turns out I was looking for her, and I was like 7 years old and I couldn't find her, and turns out she was hiding in the factory bins against these men who were known as ICE. And at that time, at 8 years old, I didn't know what ICE was or INS at that time, but I knew they were bad. I knew there were people who could separate me from my family. And over the years, I saw people like my grandfather being deported, my uncles being deported. And I was lucky enough that my mom never separated. And that just pissed me off. And that's why I'm here today, because I'm angry. I'm also in love. My partner is undocumented. He actually came here 2 days ago and had to sit through immigration court and waiting for them to give him an order of deportation. And I felt so hopeless. Even if I was a citizen, I couldn't do anything. I think all I have is like my right to speech, my right to vote, and I can stand up with him and with all my family who's here today and say, I'm tired of this shit. I'm tired of this fuckers who are trying to separate me from my family, from my friends. And that's why I'm walking to DC on April 10th with my partner, with my friends, and saying, that's it, no more. I'm tired of this family separation. I'm ready to fight for our rights to stay in this country. Woo!
Yeah, I'm excited.
Marisol, what are we doing right now?
We're gonna go into Schumer's office and do a die-in, asking to meet with him in person, and a timeline on the Dream Act.
Les urjo que sean activos, que apoyemos a nuestros familiares, nuestros amigos que están en esta situación sin estatus de migratorio. Pueden llamar a sus representantes, a sus senadores, urgiendo que pasen el acta del sueño.